All right, yeah, so there's no question. There's a divide in the 2K community about how players are feeling playing NBA 2K25. In this video, we're gonna try to answer 2 questions, and I'm hoping you guys watching can participate. Share your thoughts in the comments. I would like you guys to fill in the blank. If NBA 2K25 is that bad, then why you guys fill in the blank? And on the flip side of that, if NBA 2K25 is that good, then why, again, you guys fill in the blank. Before we start, I want to let you guys know a couple things. In the background of this video, throughout the entire video, it basically answers the question, if NBA 2K25 is that good, then why do these things happen? Visual proof submitted from you guys, the 2K community. I tagged everyone on the top left who submitted a clip, but the point of compiling these clips and having it play in the background of this video is mainly to show why a good portion of the 2K community doesn't agree with NBA 2K25's gameplay development and design. I've heard the argument from you guys. Players that are enjoying NBA 2K25 feel like the players who are complaining are either stuck in nostalgia or can't keep their gameplay up to par to compete in 2K25. The argument is they lack skill, they suck, so they don't enjoy the game. And I just wanted to bring to the forefront that there's legitimate reasons as to why people aren't enjoying the game, and that's what these clips playing in the background will hopefully accomplish. Just unacceptable gameplay mechanics, a bunch of goofiness that takes place on NBA 2K25. But this video is not going to be completely one-sided, even though I personally lean towards NBA 2K25 being one of the worst 2Ks ever released. That's not to say there's not instances where I enjoy myself and have fun playing the game. One of my biggest gripes, one of my biggest issues with NBA 2K25 is that it lacks consistency. And there's no general route towards understanding. There's no avenue I can take to learn how to find more consistency in gameplay. Let's start out on one side of the argument. And this is mainly to side with the players who feel like NBA 2K25 is a good game. So we'll start by filling in the blank. If NBA 2K25 is that bad, then how come NBA 2K saw a 42% growth in consumer spending last quarter? If NBA 2K25 is that bad, how come players spend more now? How come player spending rose 14% with NBA 2K25 having a better than expected performance? If NBA 2K25 is that bad, how come Take-Two expects a 7% growth for the next quarter with double-digit growth from NBA 2K. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and quite often I hear, if we want 2K to listen to us, if we want a better product from 2K, then we gotta answer with our wallets. We gotta stop spending. So if NBA 2K25 is receiving this level of growth, players are not only spending, they're spending more than they ever have. Shouldn't that mean that NBA 2K25 is a good game, despite the clips that you're seeing in the background? I'm curious. You guys share your thoughts, sound off in the comments. Now let's talk about the flip side of that. The players who don't necessarily enjoy NBA 2K25 and the reasons why they don't. And for this, I would like to reference a long post from Badge Plug explaining a lot of the things that are wrong with NBA 2K25. I'll share my thoughts along the way, and for players who don't enjoy NBA 2K25, if I miss anything, definitely share yours and sound off in the comments. So to start out, if NBA 2K25 is that good, then why do we have LT cheesers? Why do we have RNG and the slingshot effect? Why do we have cheaters in the game with Zens and Titans? Why do we have such a heavily noticeable input delay that no other game of 2K caliber has? Why is there a lack of diversity in builds? Why is 2K25 a zest fest? Why do we have banana mascots? 2K seemingly doing anything and everything to make dribbling miserable, but zero patches toward the LT cheese. Why are the rewards for grinding to Vet 3 through 5 useless? Basically, the next good reward after Vet 2 is Legend 1, and this is only attainable by playing all day. Why is reaching on defense damn near the best way to play defense? And why is it possible that every little guard on the game that LT cheeses can easily create a player with 91 steal? It's just way too good or way too cheap. Why do seasons offer so many rewards that have nothing to do with basketball? Probably the best reward that you guys can receive in a season is getting those cap breakers. But in my opinion, cap breakers are only there to persuade you guys to create new builds, so 2K in turn benefits. How come Proving Grounds has so many issues and basically hasn't been working all year? If NBA 2K25 is that good, then why are players getting banned if 2K kicks you out or error codes you? Why isn't there a system in place to make sure 2K is aware of the error code players receive prior to giving them a ban? How come the dunk meter doesn't have a green window and basically gaslights the RNG? Moreover, how come we have sliding or shifting green windows for our jump shots? You know, one thing that NBA 2K games had always gotten right? It was finesse in your finishing. If NBA 2K25 is that good, how come they nerfed the finesse for finishers? How come we're always being taken out of our dunking animations into some goofy layup animation? How come we have way less control over our finishing in NBA 2K25? How come Darius Garland is basically the only good dribble style the entire year? We have motion styles in NBA 2K25 that drastically affect player speed. How come in-game using an emote is the best way to stop post scorers? If NBA 2K25 is that good, why is the game speed slower than it's ever been? Why are the daily spin rewards so trash? And why are whites going in? I could have sworn the community has already evolved past that. Green or miss, period. Why did 2K25 evolve past skill-based matchmaking and move on over into engagement optimized matchmaking? Why does NBA 2K25 obviously have dynamic difficulty adjustment sliders? Why does 2K not make certain that cheaters pay? Most of them only have their rep reset and they get to keep every single reward that they cheated to get. And if NBA 2K knows that cheaters have infiltrated every single event, why did 2K wait until season 6 to turn off meters in events? Why has the super decks not been patched for months until recently? Why is it that rhythm shots don't even actually register at times? Capping off this post from Badge Plug, he says, if NBA 2K25 was that good, then why does Ronnie 2K still have a job? You know, guys, I want to keep it a buck with y'all. I've been playing 2K since the very first 2K release on Dreamcast. I've seen gameplay evolve into what we got today. I remember when 2K games were heavily offensive oriented. I remember when players could not even create a defender that can keep up with a player that was left-right cheesing. I also remember for years, defense was always a step behind the offense. And these were all exploits of defensive gameplay design. In other words, it had very little to do with skill. If you take the highest rated defender and match him up against the highest rated offensive player, hands down for years, offense will win. And over the last few years, I've noticed that 2K seems to have been working on mitigating the effects of offense in NBA 2K games. Surely I understand 2K's logic, but I don't believe it to be the correct path to minimize the impact of an offensive player's skill, whether that's shooting skill or stick skill, in order for defense to have a certain level of significance. The randomness in shooting, the slower pace in gameplay, the limitations on finishing, not to mention the in-game RNG, all seem to undermine player skill. So sharing my thoughts from a player's perspective at the ground level, boots on the ground, trying to learn how to play NBA 2K25. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching probably experienced a lot of the same that I'm about to mention. You want to get better at dribbling? You hit the lab and practice the timing on your dribble combination. You want to get better at shooting? Hit the lab and put up those reps. From a player's perspective, my main issue with 2K is the level of inconsistency in gameplay. I understand we all have to have a certain level of tenderness when speaking our truths. My truth on NBA 2K25 is that no matter how much time I invest into practicing, there seems to be a ceiling when considering the advancement in my gameplay. NBA 2K25 seasons offer us cap breakers, but my gameplay feels capped. When I spend time practicing in the lab to master my timing, hone in on my skills, I expect to see tangible evidence of progression when competing online. NBA 2K25's RNG, slingshot effect, and engagement optimized matchmaking work against my efforts as a player. This in turn has me, the player, feeling like I'm no longer practicing to get better and compete against other players online, but more so than ever has me feeling like I'm only competing against 2K, and has me wondering as a player, why is 2K competing against me? These are my own personal feelings, and feelings aren't facts, but after a certain amount of time for a player like me, these feelings could easily persuade me to just log off. How do you guys feel about this stuff? As always, I'm curious to hear your thoughts, so share them in the comment section below. If any of you guys are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub on your way out, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.